Okay, I'm not sure where the interference came from, but I was trying to go live. Um, I have been pretty emotional today about a personal issue regarding Baltimore City schools, education, administration, the district, and people that get hired and placed in positions where they can ultimately hold your child's future in their hand. I had to calm myself down because when I feel very passionate about something, I tend to cry. So I didn't want to come on here with bloodshot, red eyes, trying to communicate my message and communicate my message through anger, which is very hard because when it comes to your children, once you become a mother, nothing else matters once you become a parent. The safety, well-being, and education of your child becomes your primary responsibility. I applied for ingenuity for my twins, and this was done several months ago. I did not know what ingenuity was. I did not know what school choice was. I was raised in the county, so I have only had Baltimore County education, and apparently the school systems are different. Ingenuity is more of a placement issue, well, not issue, but program that is offered to students who score high. I believe they use the scores from like MCAT. So I'm not privy to how they accumulate their list or if it's system generated. None of that really matters to me. What matters is that I was told several months ago when both twins got into two different ingenuity programs, you need to decline one school so that the other sibling can be placed on a list for the school that the other sibling was accepted to. No problem. I declined one school for my daughter so that she could be placed on the list for Mount Royal. Mount Royal, Miss Aisha Carr, guidance counselor, whatever her title may be, has spoken to me as of May the 7th and advised me that we can't pull students from one list until after June 1st. We are in a position where we have to graduate the students that are here, go back to that said list, and determine any other vacancies that are available. It wasn't until today that Ms. Carr told me how many people were in front of my daughter on the list. 25 people were confirmed to be in front of her. Even though I spoke with Ms. Carr May the 7th, at that time, she could have done two things. She could have referred me back to Miss Lisette Morris or Miss Ashley Patrick, who are in charge of the Ingenuity program. I have emails where I've been in communication with both of those women in reference to my twins' placement. And they have assured me, even if one twin didn't get into Mount Royal, there is a strong possibility, because they're a sibling, that the other sibling will be placed in advanced academics and then would be offered at a later date an opportunity to have a seat in Ingenuity. I am now being told today by the same Aisha Carr that we don't do sibling preference. We got an email from the district. So I inquired as to, well, who sent you the email? Forward me the chain, because I can go back and look at all of my emails that I have had from the beginning of this process. That was not done. Nobody responded to me. A parent who is now at the end of the school year and has one twin enrolled in a program that could help him academically to keep him at the highest level that he's already at and offer him advanced placement. Okay? Because that's pretty much what I view Ingenuity to be. Do you think that I'm going to tell my daughter that, well, we're still waiting to hear back, and it is now June 3rd? Because Aisha Carr called me back and went from, we may have a spot, to, no, we are completely full. What happened in the 2-minute conversation that I had with you, Aisha? What happened in the 2 minutes that I spoke with you and you spoke to one of the heads of Ingenuity, which was either Lisette Morris or Ashley Patrick? Oh, well, you wouldn't get a follow-up from me. You would get a follow-up from one of the other schools. One of the other schools. What other school? What other school would I be getting a follow-up from? Oh, we're actually going to try to get both of them in the school that the female twin got accepted to for Ingenuity. So why did they tell me to decline her placement several months ago if that was the case? Well, I'm unable to give you an answer to that. The call got silent because I felt my blood boiling at this point, because you want me to do and be okay with what you're doing when you've already identified that there was no oversight for this issue months ago. I have several emails back and forth with the same names of people that you have spoken to, yet you can't give me the email thread from the district that says that my daughter can't go to the same school as her brother. I'm going to let y'all in on a side note. I have lupus, for those of you who don't know, which is a painful, chronic illness. And I am a single parent who is trying to do the best by their kids and advocate for them. So when you get several days before their graduation to tell me, oh, we can't help you, we're going to have to figure something out That's not going to work for me. That's not going to work for me. Because I've already caught 3 different people lying to me about placement for 11-year-olds. And you think I'm going to tell my child that she's not going to go there? Y'all are sadly mistaken, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, because we have superintendents, we have directors, we have coordinators, we have all of these people that are also Maryland state employees, such as myself, who earn a salary just like me. And you're telling me that nobody on the emails that I have sent out can rectify this situation? That's what y'all want me to believe. I don't believe it. And you will never get me to look my child in the face and tell her that she's not worthy, smart enough because of a test score, but she got into another ingenuity program which you advised me to decline so that she could be placed with her brother. But you can't give me the name of who's in the district. Let me tell y'all something about me. I have several jobs, lots of education. I can research and I can find who I need to contact in the district, since no one wanted to call me back and tell me who I need to speak to. I don't agree with it. I'm not okay with it. And I find it very strange that the email that I sent out today that copied as many people as I can find and research, there's only one person who cared enough to say to me, they were wrong for telling you to decline a school when they were siblings. They were wrong for doing that. There was only one person, and I have that person's name, and I'm going to hold on to that person's name. But the other people who have been involved in this process since the very beginning, I have already filed a complaint against Baltimore City school system, because what you're not going to do is tell a single Black mother who's out here working, grinding, have every job known to man, that, oh, well, she just won't be placed. She's not going to be at the same academic level in which she tested into, because she did get in. It's not going to happen, because the oversight was not on the mother, because I've followed up and I've spoken to many. It's not going to happen at all. And this is why I copied every news station on this situation, because there has to be somebody that is willing to speak up and say, well, why wouldn't twin siblings go to the same school? Why would you want 2 kids in 2 different schools? Especially if both of them have been considered gifted and talented or advanced. Why would you let one get in and have her decline for the other one, and now the other one doesn't have placement? I'm not looking my child in the face, and I'm not going to do it. I don't care what the penalty may be. They are going to have to rectify this situation. They're going to have to take the time to go back through those emails that I have resent to see who I've spoken with personally. And they're going to have to fix the situation, because I don't like when you dump it on one person who's already carrying The weight, that weight is heavy. And I don't think people consider the fact, because that woman got quiet on that phone. When I said to her, would you look your child in the face and tell her that they told me to do this to help you get over here with your brother, when she could have stayed where she was and they could have brought him to that same program. And that was the last thing that Aisha Carr said to me after I had the last conversation with her. Mount Royal, you should be ashamed of yourself. Both of everybody, all the people that I've spoken to today, you should be ashamed of yourself. The misinformation and the misguidedness and the burden that you think you're going to put on me, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to tolerate it, and I'm not going to let it happen, because children are young. They are impressionable. And at the age of 11, I'm not going to fool with any child's mental health and tell them that these people did this, so this is where we are now. I'm not doing it. And I really don't care what recourse they have. I don't care what they decide they want to do. I don't care, because I have the paper trail. That is the only thing I took from corrections, is that you keep a paper trail of who you spoke to and you save every email, because that's what covers you. That's what covers you. And Miss Lisette Morris and Miss Ashley Patrick, I will be waiting by my phone. I will be patiently waiting by my phone, because I'm not telling my child that she's not worthy. I'm not telling my child that they can't accommodate. Those are not words that are in my vocabulary. So for Baltimore City school system, figure it out. This is why it's always on the news. This is why millennials don't care about a vote. They don't care about a political party. They don't care. All we know is that we pay taxes and we carry our children on our backs so that we can care for them. When it comes time to stand up and speak and advocate for them, that's our duty. That's what we know. That's what we can prove. But everything else, I'm not into the semantics. I'm not. Because the proof is right there. The proof is in the email. So I'll wait for a response. And I want to get anybody else's thoughts on this situation, because now I'm getting hot again and I need to calm down. So I'm going to go and read. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely. What? Bella, you know I'm taking it to every social media platform, anywhere where I can post it, share it. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'm actually very grateful for all of the private investigation certifications and for everything that I done accomplished thus far, because that has given me the motivation to say, don't let anybody tell you one thing, because you can speak to another person and they're going to tell you something else. That is one thing that I can lean on and know, that there is always a way. There's always a way. There's always a door that can be opened. And for those who know people, they make it happen for those people. They make it happen for them. So what about everybody else? Everybody else, they just don't matter. Not important, right? Not my children. Even if I have to sell my home and leave Baltimore City, I'm not going to let anybody tell me that, oh, that might have been a mistake, but maybe you can just put them at a regular school, even though they've tested and shown capability to be advanced. Y'all got me all the way. You're not going to play in my face. It doesn't happen. Not this black woman. Not this strong black mom. It's not going to happen. So I'll definitely be waiting for a call. I will. No, Tanisha, I'm not. I'm fuming. I'm very upset. I'm upset because I don't feel like any mother should have to go through this at the end of the school year. Should be a happy time. My children are graduating from elementary school, and middle school was something that I had already been looking into, trying to get them in the best programs for advanced placement or advanced academics, whatever Baltimore City considers to call it. When I was in the county, it was just GT or, AP or whatever, it just doesn't make sense because in the county, I didn't have to go through all that. I have a twin sister myself. They've never, she has to go to this school and the other one has to go to that school. No, absolutely not. And there was no way for them to justify the mistake from the other two people that I spoke with earlier today. But now it's like, let's try to blanket this situation because we know we were wrong for the misinformation that we gave this mom. But she's not going to fight. Let's just, brush over it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to my, I hope it wasn't a rant. I was trying to make sure that I kind of put all the facts in there and made sure that it was, the whole truth and what happened. Thank y'all. And once I post this, of course, I'll go back and get any resources and input that anybody can offer me. But that weight is heavy. And I think anybody who has had to endure a lot of hurdles and try to be positive in spite of everything else, you do reach your limits with people in general. And it's just about how it works out in the end. Thank y'all.